Okay guys, welcome to another part of our course, and in this part we're going to just build the other preview page. Okay, so this one is a bit longer and might be a bit tedious, but well, luckily enough for us, we already have some reusable components. So let's go ahead and work in it. We've created a couple of screens so far, really nice. So I will just go ahead and say trip location full preview. Very long name, but it's okay. So yeah, and then I'll delete these bar part off, and let's look at it. It has almost the same things as what we had in the previous one. So let's just copy these row, and then we go to full preview and paste it. All right, now it's black color, so let's give this one a padding of maybe 20, and then let's give it a color black, and also let's click on it, go to widget tree, and we're gonna add a text. The text is gonna say Kuta Bridge, so let's say Kuta Beach, sorry, not bridge, and it's gonna be like bold and maybe 16. Now we're just gonna pull this one down just so that that can be in the middle, give the padding, the hearts a padding of 20, and there you go, we have something similar. And then here we have these, and we are just going to go and reuse some things that we had already created, and these looks like exactly what we had already created before, so like what we are supposed to create and add in the design. So let's just click on it, copy it, Command C, and go to this place and click here. Let's come here and look at it. Alright, this is where we just have to paste it. So we paste it and go to widget tree so we can see everything. Now this is like the height is longer, the width is full width, and let's give the column the padding of 20, and here 20, and if that's the case, let's remove it from here and here as well. Okay, then let's click on this and click on this, and here we will just say maximum width. Okay, and the height, here we have this check, so we will just you know we will click on this. Now we'll just click on the X here, the icon widget here, and cut it out, Command X. Then I will click on the container here and delete it, and then I'll paste this here, and then I'll click on this and go to check and come here, and then I'll pick these, and it's more like a yellow color, so I can come here and pick this particular color, and I can go ahead and just paste it. Okay, it looks very interesting, guys. So here we have a padding from the top, so let's give the column a padding of maybe 35, and then let's remove these padding here, and let's make this icon a bit bigger, maybe 24. Yeah, so then Kuta Beach, these, and then we now have 100 people have explored. Now we don't have that here, so let's just go ahead and duplicate this, and we're gonna take this out and take this out as well, because we want to go to that page that had that information. 100 people have explored, and we copy the text, we come over here and we paste it here, we go back to that one, and we have to find the main stack that all of these things were inside, and copy it and go here to trip location full preview, click these and paste. And the cool stuff is it's supposed to be a bit smaller. Okay, let's click on the row and use this particular alignment. Good. And now we need a lot of space. If you observe, here and here is not so far as here and here, so we need to reduce this padding, and let's just say 50. Okay, so now in that way it somehow looks like this, and we're getting there gradually. So let's go ahead and click on the main container, go to the widget tree so you can see everything properly and know what to click. And then here we can say 24. Okay, and now that we have that, let's click here to add a row, and in the row we're gonna add what's included, so I can just copy these. I'm reusing things. Alright, so I pasted that, and I'll say here what's included. Okay, and let's say 24. Okay, nice. What's included, let's give it a padding of 30. Okay, actually this is a lot, so let's say 20. Okay, then we have these carousel here, and then a lot of these information here. So like that's the next thing we need to do. Let's go back to home, and I think it was in home that we had these carousel, so we just need to copy it. We're now reusing things, so we come here and copy the main container and come over here, go to trip full location, click on the main column here and paste it. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we have these, the next thing we need to do is let's go over to the widget tree and come here and change the color to secondary background color, so it looks beautiful like this. And then this one here is a plane, and that's flight, hotel, transportation. So let's change it here and say flight, and then we can say hotel, and then there was something else here, these, I don't know what that is, transportation. I really don't know what's there again, so I thought it's, okay, transportation. So let's click here, and then we're gonna try to make these longer, 180. Yeah, that works. Okay, so now in here we have to change these. Let's come here to components, and let's go over here, back here, and let's see. I thought we were gonna have the plane here just like we had the trees, but for some reason we didn't have the plane. There was a plane, but we didn't have it. We didn't have the plane. Unfortunately, there is no icon for the plane. I really thought that we were gonna have that here too, so we didn't have it. Okay, so we just leave that there, right? We will find our own icons to use, because come here to the design area, we're supposed to use this flight, hotel, so no problems, we'll figure it out. Now we have that. Of course it's scrollable because we just copied it from where we already walked in. So we need to just go ahead and copy these, Command C, Command V, and then we just say about trip. So I'm just gonna call this about trip, and the next thing I need to do is add the details of the trip here. So if I go back to the previous one, we had information here we could just quickly copy. So let me click on these, click on the row, come back to the page, and just paste this. Okay, so the text itself, I'm just going to go ahead and change the color to black. right, so there you go, we have some things. Now the next thing we need to have is going to be Command C, Command V. This is gonna be gallery. Let's click on this and change this to gallery. So this is the gallery, and what we need to do now, okay, gallery photo, right? So let's say gallery photo, and here we just have pictures of, you know, the place. So let's go ahead with making our assumptions. I'll click here and add a row, and in the row I'm gonna just add here I can just use an image, and the image is gonna be, the width is going to be maybe 100, and the height is just going to be, I think, the same thing, 100. And so here I can change it from network to asset, and then I would just click here and pick here. Alright, so then here I can just pick the border radius of 15. Alright, then we can go ahead and add some padding to this and say 12. Will that work? I think so, but we need something more, maybe 24. Click on the main column and make this scrollable so we can scroll when we need to. And then here I can just duplicate it and give it some padding, I think 20. Right, then padding again. Alright, so I think that's about it. And this one here is going to be, let's delete it and add a container. Yeah, container with a padding of 20, and then it's 100 and 100. Okay, that's fine. And the padding is 15, sorry, the border radius is 15, and the background image, we change it from network to asset. I'm picking this one now. Okay, then I can now go ahead and, you know, click this to add a column inside it, and in this column I'm gonna add a text. The text says here plus 20, so I can just change it and say plus 20. I'm gonna change this to white, and then I'm gonna change this to extra bold, and I'll change this to 35. Then I'll click on the column and center align it. So this is exactly what I was trying to achieve. I believe you understand it now. Okay, the next thing we need to do is location. So I'm just gonna copy this and click on the main column and paste it. So we will now say location. Now with the location we need to just click again, and I'm gonna be adding a map. I'm gonna be adding a map, a Google map. Okay, somehow it refuses to be added. Let's just say map. We have just there's a static map and a Google map. I need a Google map. So, but I think the Google map requires a fixed dimension. So I'm gonna add a container, and then I'm going to try to add the map there, because I don't know why it's not working. Okay, yes. So now my map is working. So all I just need to do is click this, click on my container. Let's look at what we have here. So this looks like 150, right? And then infinite width. So let's say the height here is going to be 150, and maybe we can just say 200. Yeah, 200, and then the width is infinite, and we can now go ahead and say, okay, so actually we're supposed to set up the map even more properly, but I think it's even giving us errors here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take off the map, and then I'm gonna use a random color, maybe alternate color. This is where I'll put my map when it's time, and I'm gonna just put let's say here 15. I don't really want to have errors in the project right now, and we can say here 12. Alright, so that's about it. Okay, so next thing we need to do is copy this command. Not duplicate, just copy and paste, and then here it says review 99 and that. So we're just gonna click here and say reviews in bracket 99, and we can just copy one of the stars and click here and paste, and right click and wrap this in a row, and just copy the text 4.5 and click this, identify the row you wrapped it inside and paste it inside, and click on this now and use this particular alignment, and remember to turn this back into black. Okay, so that way we are doing something significant and good. Okay, so yeah, alright guys, so what we need to do now is just complete this particular page, and we are good to go. These other designs are just stuffs that we can just quickly do because we already have components. There are things that we've already done, and it's not gonna take us a lot of work. Okay, so now here we have let's look at it, review, and okay, let's look at it again. Alright, so we have a picture here, so this is gonna be a row with this, all of this being a column. So I'll just click on these and add a row, and then in the row I'm gonna add a circle image. That circle image is gonna be 30, and it's going to be assets. I'll click here and pick there's no asset, so let's just say network, and I'm just gonna pick the image address here, and I'll just go ahead and paste this here. Perfect. I'll click on the row, I'll click on the column, and I'm gonna start adding rows in that column. So I just added a row, I'm adding a text now. So we have Yelena Belova, so we will now say Yelena Belova. Let's see, is it a thick font? Yeah, so let's say semi-bold, and let's give it some padding, maybe 14. Alright, so here I'm just gonna, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is duplicate this, Command D, because we have something else here that says today. So I'm just gonna click on these and change these to today, and we'll come here and change it to alternate. No, alternate doesn't really work out for me. Secondary text. Okay, maybe secondary text might work, but at a 50% transparency. I'll click on these and then do it like this, and that worked, but I'm gonna have to cut these out, wrap these in a row, and paste this. Okay, perfect. We have this working out for us, and that's for that first part. The next one is going to be even more interesting. Okay, we're going to have some, let's see, we have this row. Okay, fine, we have the column. Why did I put this in a column? Oh, let's see. I think I mixed up some things already. I think I did mix up some things already. Okay, so let's see. The whole of this is a row. The column is gonna be like 20. Yeah, I mixed it up there. We don't have to give it this padding, and we just need to go ahead and okay. Today, I think it's a spread and zone. Okay, so maybe we can just give a padding of 150, 80, 60. Yeah. Okay, so like that, and we will change this bit later when we're trying to get things running better for our application. So let's come here and change this to 50. All right, so now this works, but here we need to add another row and then add a text. Okay, and so we have these pretty nice. Well, we just have to come here and copy lorem ipsum. All right, so I'm just copying. Well, I think we should copy the real lorem ipsum, and then here, yeah, let's just why do we use it? Okay, no lorem ipsum. So I'm just gonna copy to an extent here. Okay, and then I'm gonna paste this here. Yep, and then click on the main column and use this kind of arrangement and click this. Oh, it doesn't allow me to. Okay, it doesn't even allow me to as well, so we need to make sure that the column itself allows for that, so that this one can allow for that. Okay, now we have this. It's a lot of text. I think at some point we could just take it off from here. Okay, so here I can say, let's give it a top padding and say go here, and we click here and click row and give it a padding maybe 20. Does that work? I think, oh, we needed some stars there. Okay, so we will still add some stars. Let's go pick the stars already. Let's copy it here and click here and paste the stars. So then let's cut this out here and rearrange them. Alright, so I'm pulling this down here. Okay, so there you go, we have the stars, and that's perfect. Okay, so we have the row here, right? And this is supposed to come from the database, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap the widget at once with a list view, which is what we're gonna use in querying the database. Okay, so that way I can give it a padding here of 20. I'm giving the list view, yeah, just for proper arrangement. So then I'll just give those duplicates and say 20. Yep. Okay, now that way we have actually gotten a proper design of this particular page. Okay, not completely. Let's go ahead and come to where we have these, and we will just copy this one and come over here and click on the column and paste it. And so now we have this. Let me see what happens. So this is gonna be a red color. Let's go to the component and see where we can get a red color. Okay. I think we can get a red color here. Yes. So I'm copying this, and then here will be a red color, and I think here too. Alright, so we can come back to design area. Okay, this is actually gray, so this one is gonna just be gray, and maybe 50%. Okay, so there you go. we have this, and I can remove this elevation. Okay, so we have booking, and that's about it. Okay, so here at this point, actually we can from what I'm seeing, I think this is stocked to the bottom. So what we can do is we can take this off, cut this, right click on this, and wrap the widget in a card. The card is going to be roughly about 100 as the height, maybe 80, and then the width is infinite. The fill color is primary or secondary, as the case may be. All right, and okay, this might work. I'm gonna cut this out. All right, so I'm cutting the whole of this new arrangement that we just did. I'm cutting it out, and then on this particular column, I'm going to right click and wrap the widget with a stack. I'm gonna paste it. Okay, all right, this is a very interesting thing. What I did was, stacks are used in putting things on top of other things, like stacking things on top of different things. So what I did now is we have these two things, so we're stacking these two things on top of themselves. But now I have this property where I can click on this and say, okay, always be here at this point, and it will always listen. And so I can say here 150. Yeah, and we will always have this like this. So let's see here, 750. Let's see, let's say here is gonna be 25. Okay, and then here is gonna be 25 too. All right, so like this is always gonna just get stocked here, and we can do the same thing with this, where we can right click and then wrap the widget with a container. The container is gonna have an infinite width. The height is going to be maybe 25, and the fill color is just gonna be secondary background color. And so we can just cut it out. Okay, so let's click and open this column, click on this, and click on the container and cut it out. And we can come back to the stack and paste it, and here we can close it. Let's look for the container. Yeah, this is it. So it's always gonna be fixed at the top. Then we can now click on this, and then this container, I can make this container 50. All right, so here I can now say that 20 and add this 20 here. Okay, so that's about it. So that's always gonna be on top like that. I can make this a bit longer or taller, like maybe 40. Yeah, just so that it can make a reasonable sense. Okay, like that. I hope you have been able to figure out some really cool stuff that I've done so far. So let me reload this, and then we can stop at this point and complete the other screens. So let's just see what I have done. Actually, we have done this together. You have been patient, you've been learning, so yeah, we've done this together. So let's go ahead and see what has happened so far. So this is it. This is what we have been working on. All right, we have this, and you see, that's the beauty of the design. Okay guys, we'll continue from where we have stopped so far in the next part of the course. See you soon.